Good evening and welcome. My name is Cathie Stalter and I am the chair of Parkland's EST department. One of the highlights of my job is working alongside our automotive faculty and students each year to host the annual car show. The cars line up early morning and they come from near and far, old and young, to show and to see these beautiful vehicles. Like many people today, I often find myself too busy to stop and visit with people. On this day, I decided this would be different. I set out on a mission to learn the story behind the cars and the people who cherish them. My first conversation was Mr. Dale Ark from Fisher, Illinois, my hometown. Mr. Ark's 1964 Ford pickup truck was a workhorse on the family farm for years. In the fall of '65, he picked corn all day with his new combine while his wife hauled the corn to the Osmond elevator. They delivered 39 loads by 5 o'clock. A great day for farming. John Mulliman ran the elevator. I delivered his newspaper when I was 12 years old. Mr. Ark purchased his pickup truck from Springer Motors in 1964 for $3,014. Roy Greaser was the salesman. My parents bought a Ford Falcon in 1964 at Springer's in Rantoul. I was 6 years old. Mr. Greaser gave my sister and I Hershey bars when my parents finished signing the paperwork. Some bring fabulous show cars, some bring their projects. Some are stock, some are modified, and then some. From small Mini Coopers to massive Humvees. Steve and Marcia Bayer had so much fun with his car project that they decided she needed one too. Nick Taylor was 8 years old when his grandfather took him to the Daytona time trials. He remembers standing on the fence and watching Richard Petty. He loved cars ever since. His family always drove Ford wagons when he was a kid. He has fond memories of playing and sleeping in the back of the station wagon on road trips. Nick says their family cars were usually tan and boring, but he was looking for something special in an old wagon that he could hot rod up a bit. When he purchased this 1955 country sedan, it was pink and white. What he had hoped would be a nice summer project turned into a 3-year ordeal. The Ford Country Sedan was marketed as a vehicle for weekends with a penthouse tent camper atop, bunk beds, and even a place for the canoe for family getaways. Nick had thought this would be a fun car to haul his grandkids around in, but gone are the days of kids playing in the back of station wagons. However did we survive growing up without seat belts? Some cars have been passed down from generation to generation. Some are original owners. Some have done all of the work on their own vehicles. Others have hired everything done. One guy told me he had always wanted a '57 Chevy, so he found one on the internet and then drove to California to pick it up. Dustin Wilson bought his dream car, a 1969 Camaro, when he was just 14 years old. When he was 15, he drove his car in the Fisher Homecoming Parade with his mom sitting in the seat beside him because he didn't have his license yet. His mom still has fond memories of Dustin spending all of his free time working under his car. Dustin Wilson was killed in an automobile accident while riding as a passenger in a friend's car. He was 16. That day changed Skip and Sandy Wilson's life forever. Their dreams for their son had died, but Dustin's dream car was still sitting in their garage. On what would have been Dustin's 18th birthday, Skip and Sandy Wilson decided to finish the Camaro. They started by having the engine rebuilt at G&G Machine Shop in Rantoul. Then they sent it to GS Customs in Seymour, where they learned that the structure supporting the car was shot. The body of the car was like a spider web, and they had a decision to make. They had already invested a good sum of money, and their passion for this project took over. The Wilsons sent their car to South Carolina, where it was completely rebuilt with all new materials, one piece at a time. After many calls and more than a year and a half, Dustin's Camaro was finally finished. The rebuilder surprised them with the door trim plaque. Sandy says some have thought that they were crazy to have spent all of this money on the car, but they're enjoying it. They get it out on Sundays, go for a drive, find someplace new to go for lunch. Another highlight of the car show is autocross racing. This event is run by the Champaign County Sports Car Club. This organization sponsors a number of events throughout the racing season and has funded scholarships for Parkland automotive students for more than 30 years. Thank you. Parkland students drive and build our very own autocross Honda. For those of you unfamiliar with autocross, it is going very fast in a very small car, making very tight corners in a cone-covered parking lot. I took my first ride in one of Peter B's Miatas, and I loved it. So do the spectators. They line up in the shade, and they watch all day as car after car competes against the clock. This event is a hit with the old and young alike, a great way to spend the day with the kids or the grandkids. This retired couple are longtime car show people. Mr. Chittick showed me pictures of this car laying in pieces in his garage. It looked like a junk heap. He restored it himself over a number of years. The Chitticks spend many summer weekends traveling to car shows, showing off their hard work and their prized Ford. And what a transformation it is. The 1937 Ford Deluxe convertible is a beauty, complete with its Greyhound hood ornament, ornate grille, rumble seat, and spare tire. This car stands out even among this impressive crowd. Wouldn't you just love to take a ride in that rumble seat? The day ends with awards and trophies. The coveted Student Choice winners are selected by our automotive students, and those vehicles are featured each year in our annual motorsports calendar. Mark your calendars and plan on joining us May the 4th for our 2013 event. A great time to visit with some folks.